Hey guys, Mr. Gibson here again. So today, you guys are doing the first Explore activity for Unit 1.1. So up till now, you've done Engage activities, and those are really just designed to introduce the material, get you hooked, get you invested, maybe see what you already know. Explore activities are different. They are designed to give you an opportunity to discover new information through new experiences. So I'm not the kind of teacher that I just kind of tell you things or tell you to read things and hope that you memorize them for the test. Okay, that's not the way I teach. Rather, I would rather design experiences and design explorations for you to do to discover the content, because I feel like when you're discovering it on your own, you internalize it much better, actually learning it rather than just memorizing it. Now, there is going to come a time where I will explain everything in detail, so don't worry about that. Don't think I'm just going to leave you hanging after the Explore activities. I will explain everything, but only after you've explored it on your own. So this first Explore activity, you are exploring the life of a cell. Let's see what all that entails. It looks like we've got a couple or 3 parts to this today, and this is the only assignment you're doing today, so shouldn't be too bad. It says open the Google form and answer the questions for each part as you go. Okay, let's just go ahead and get that open. So I'm not going to fill this in, but you would type in your first name, your last name, and I'm your teacher, and then hit next. Let me just type random gibberish here so I can go on to the next thing. Okay, so here's part 1, and there are 2 questions associated with part 1. Now, we don't know how to answer these yet because we haven't done the rest of the activity. So it says part 1, open the Explore 1 card sort Google slide. Take the 15 picture slides and drag them to sequence them into a logical order based on what you see in each picture. Now, let me actually add something to that. Are you okay with that? So I'm going to add, make your own copy of the Google slide file. Okay, it won't let you drag them unless you do that. I forgot to type that in there. Now you're not going to turn that in. It's just something that you need to make a copy of so you can manipulate the slides. So let's do this. So let's open this Explore 1 card sort image file. Yep, here we go. Now you're going to go up here, File, and where is it? Make a copy. Okay, entire presentation. So I'm not going to do that because I can edit this copy, but you guys won't be able to. So you have to make your own copy just so you can play around with it. And going back here, it says, take the 15 picture slides and drag them to sequence them into a logical order based on what you see in each picture. Remember that cell division starts with 1 cell and ends with 2 identical cells. So once you're done with that, you will answer the Google form questions for part 1. So what you will do, I'm not going to do the whole thing for you, but you've got 15 slides that show you the entire process of the cell cycle, starting from the beginning all the way as it kind of grows and develops and then gets into cell division, which is called mitosis. And it models mitosis and then shows the 2 cells dividing into 2 identical cells that are each identical to the starting cell. The starting cell is called a parent cell. The 2 identical cells at the end of mitosis are called daughter cells. So you start with 1 parent and then 2 daughter cells. Sorry guys, I don't know why they're called son cells. They're all called daughter cells. But here's the kicker. This all models that process, but all of these pictures are in the wrong order. Now, what order do they go in? Well, you actually have to figure that out. Okay, so you guys are going to take these, and to show you how to drag it, you literally just click and drag it around. Okay, so I want you to put these 15 slides in an order that makes sense to you, how you think logically they should be put in order to show how a cell starts with as 1 cell and ends as 2 identical cells. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to answer these 2 questions. So you're going to describe which picture you determine is the beginning and the end and why. And you're going to tell me how did you know what order to place them in. Okay, now Let's go to part 2. That's just part 1. Part 2, compare your sequences with the image in part 2 of the Google form. Now, I am not going to show you that image yet in this video because I want you to do part 1 first, and I don't want to give away spoilers. So once you've done that, you've answered those questions, part 2 is going to show you kind of the correct general sequence of the cell cycle, how it starts as one cell and then divides into 2 cells. Okay, so again, I'm not going to leave you hanging. You're going to get kind of, it may not be exactly what you're seeing, but it's going to help you figure out kind of the correct order of the slides. Make adjustments to the order that you put them in if you need to. You may have got them right the first time, and then answer the questions in part 2. Then part 3 comes. So in part 1 and 2, we're using visual aids. We're using these pictures to model cell division, but you don't actually know like a description or an explanation of what's happening at each point. That's what part 3 is going to give you. So it says part 3, open the Explore 1 descriptor cards file and order those slides in the correct order based on what you now know about the cell cycle. Don't stress, there are only 6 slides this time, not 15. Once you think you have them in the correct order, answer the questions in part 3 of the Google form. Once you have finished and have the correct order of your cards, you're going to copy the descriptor card slides in the correct order into your interactive notebook. This will be useful in studying. So now what you're going to do for part 3 is go here, open these guys. And these are the main steps of the cell cycle. Okay, so a cell would start here, spoilers. And there's actually 3 steps to interphase, G1, S, and G2. Specific things happen in each one of those. And then it will go through the phases of mitosis, and then finally the cells will split. So your job is to take these and drag these around in what you think the correct order would be. And I'm not putting them in the correct order right now. I'm just showing you how to drag them. And then you're going to answer the questions for part 3. Once you are confident that these are in the correct order, you're going to copy these slides. Again, you can select multiple slides by holding down the control button on your keyboard and then clicking them. You're going to copy them into your interactive notebook. And so what you're going to have is a detailed explanation of the cell cycle already in your notebook in your first Explore activity. So that's pretty awesome. Okay. Then once you're totally done with this Google form, you will submit it. And that's what I'm going to look at as part of your grade. Part of this grade is going to come from that. Part of your grade is going to come from whether or not you put these in your notebook. Okay. So this is both a grade that you turn in and a grade for your notebook grade. Okay, I hope all that makes sense for your first Explore activity. If you have any questions along the way, I'm absolutely available to answer them. You can also, if you are absolutely stuck, you can always use web resources as well. Okay, so I hope this goes smoothly. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next video.